Hey friends, welcome back to my agenda where we think highly of ourselves and we're kind to others because if we aren't, then who will? As you see, I'm showing you everything that I use in this video. We will be doing cloud nails using only Dualforms, no drill, a hand file only, and strict polygel. So this is a very, very beginner friendly video. If you're interested, make sure you stay tuned. I will be showing you my very, very, very easy technique of using Dualforms. I know a lot of people struggle with them, but hopefully you'll be able to learn something from this tutorial. Again, everything I use will be linked down below, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the process. So we are using Model 1's Dualforms, they're my favorite. I'm just showing you that I did file. Again, Dualforms don't fit everyone. I will be linking my videos, a playlist of how to actually use Dualforms. Very easy, simple tutorials. Make sure you check them out if you're interested. This is just a very creative video. I'm literally just taking the polygel and placing it into the Dualform. I am mindful not to use too much. That is the #1 mistake when it comes to Dualforms. People put too much product in the Dualform, and that's what causes a lot of flooding. So be mindful, place little beads, and then dab your product out. Make sure it's thin, and I will show you exactly how thin I like for this to be. I'm trying something new here. I'm using base coat as a slip. I was using slip solution or alcohol. Alcohol was my go-to, but I love the way this base coat works, and I think this is how I'm going to continue doing it. Now here you see me pressing it out, and I'm double checking the front to make sure there are no air bubbles. You want to make sure you're pressing into the Dualform to avoid that. The back end is key. We like the back end to be very, very, very thin. That way when you apply it to the nail, there is not a lot of outflow. Overflow, outflow, just extra product. As you can see, you do not want to press to the nail too hardly. You're kind of just placing it on top. That way underneath does not flood. Now, this may take you a couple of tries. Again, if you're a beginner, anything you do with polygel can be corrected. It is a very, very, very soft product, so no worries if you do have a little bit of extra. You can file it off very easily. Here we're going in with different color polygels. My clear, I got that from a nail collaboration that I did, ROSALIND. I will be linking that above so you can check that out. Again, we're just being very, very creative, and we're doing every single nail differently. Have fun with this process. I'm just going to sit back and let you enjoy the way that I create all of these nails. Be mindful, again, I'm showing you right here one more time. Brushing upward will help the back of that nail be thin. You do not want a lot of bulk at your cuticle, so make sure it's thin, pat it out, and double check the under part just to make sure it's flush before you apply it to the nail. Notice I am not pressing hard, I'm simply placing it on the nail. If you push, that is when you start to have a lot of leakage, and that's when things get messy with Dualforms. Small amounts of product and little pushing, you're literally laying it on top of the nail. This is how you avoid that underneath messiness. You do not want the product spilling out at the bottom. That is when you're going to need a drill. Again, I'm trying to keep this simple and beginner friendly, so be mindful that you are not pressing too hard. You're laying it on top of the nail. For those of you who have used Dualforms, what have been your struggles? Let me know down in the comments below. I have attached a playlist. Hopefully that can be helpful to some of you, especially those who have struggled again with Dualforms. It's important when you're adding several colors to one Dualform that you're using small beads. That way you do not have a bunch of excess product. Dualforms are one of my absolute favorite ways to do nails. I always love the way my nails turn out when I'm using Dualforms. It's really easy for me. I know, again, like I said, people struggle with it, but I promise you the #1 reason people struggle is because they're using too much product or way too little. I tend to see people using too much. There's always some type of overflow, and then people don't properly clean up their nails. And again, when you're a beginner, it is a little intimidating, but if you don't push as hard onto the nail, there will not be as much product bleeding out of the bottom or the top. You see how flush that is onto my natural nail? I did not push hard, and that's what it looks like. I am using a very small amount of polygel here because I want this to be a thin, clear layer over the color that I'm going to be putting in next. So Dualforms are so fun just because I feel they allow you to create so many different looks, and they never look super crazy. You can bleed colors together. For the same reason that people love acrylic, that's the reason that I personally love Dualforms. Okay, I'm back and I'm just showing you how thin that back end is. Again, that keeps you from having a bunch of stuff leaking out of the back by your cuticle, which makes cleanup so much easier. Okay, so all the nails have been cured. We're going to take off our Dualforms, and as you can see, there is a flaw in this one, which again with polygel is not that big of a deal. You just fill things in and then they're good to go. Let's take the rest of these off. A quick little pinch, a twist and a pull, your Dualforms come off, and the nails basically look flawless outside of the shape. Now this one I did have a hard time with the clear polygel curing. I don't think I was using the proper light, but that's okay. I smooth it out, you'll see that, and then everything's good to go. I seriously love this about Dualforms. You can actually see what the nail is basically going to look like. Here we're about to go in and fix that. Point your finger with a little bit of base coat. We're just gonna even it out with our brush and then cure it. For whatever reason, the clear polygel was not curing properly, and I probably just needed to leave it under there a little bit longer. But as you can see, no biggie, we took care of it and it looks fine. Now for you newbies or anyone who wants to experiment with Dualforms, sometimes you're gonna catch air bubbles. That is what happened here. Even though I double checked, it did create an air bubble. Just go back in, fill it in with whatever polygel you want. I'm not using the glitter polygel that I did previously. I'm going in with a light pink, and that's just to add to the design when it's done. But really easy fix, go in, smooth it out, and cure. So to save time, I did go in and do the other hand off camera. This video is going to be roughly 16 minutes, and I didn't want to make it any longer than that. I did want to be thorough though and show you guys exactly what I did, how I did it. That way you can recreate and not be so intimidated. Again, practice makes perfect when it comes to polygel and just nails in general. Have fun. Don't be so intimidated that you're stressed out about it. You can easily fix polygel, so just enjoy the process. Okay, so we are going to file a couple of the nails. The rest will be either sped up or taken off. Haven't decided yet. But I said this was beginner friendly, so I am only using a hand file. You do not need a drill for this at all. Be mindful that you're very careful around your cuticle because you don't want to hurt yourself. Now, using the method that I did, you should not have a lot of excess. So remember, don't push that hard. Apply gently to the nail, and you should not have an issue around the cuticle. Ooh, you see how cute they are already without the design? That is what we're about to do. We're going to put the design, we're going to add some paint, some clouds, like I said, these are cloud nails, some glitter, some bling, a little bit of embellishment, and they're going to be so freaking pretty when we're done. For my clouds, I did end up doing 2 layers of the white. I started going really soft in, and I noticed that doing this and then going over them one more time really gave like a nice depth to what a cloud would be. It was fluffy looking, and you'll see that. So stay tuned. But if you're considering cloud nails, yeah, take your time, have fun. Don't cure until you like the design. That way you can remove it and redo it. I am adding clouds to a couple of the fingers. The pointer finger is not going to have any clouds, but remember I did go in and do 2 coats, which you see here, and then I cured again. That way the clouds kind of popped. If you've seen me do my nails before, you know that I adore things that glitter and sparkle, so we're going in with a bunch of charms. I am going to be linking these down below. I did actually end up opening up other ones that are very similar. I used some hard gel just to attach my crystals and my embellishment. That is not necessary. You can use base or top coat, but I prefer this with a heavier charm. It just gives me a little bit of extra security. So after adding all of my bling, I realized that the nails still looked a little bare, so I went in and drew a couple of stars. I absolutely love this because on some of them I wound up putting a little crystal in the center. That's what always excites me about doing nails. Like, you can just have a great idea in the middle of doing nails and then, well, you really love the way they turn out, which I really did love the way this set turned out. Let me know what your comments are down below. Alright, so we are just adding more bling, more embellishment, more sparkle. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing. We will be doing nails and Poshmark type activities. So if you're interested in growing a small business or selling a couple of items that you already have on hand in your home, check out my Poshmark videos. And if you're interested in more nail designs, make sure that you stay tuned because I will be getting into more nail stuff. Thank you so much for being here. Stay tuned a couple of more seconds. You're going to see the final reveal. As always, thank you so much for being here. You are the best. And if you made it this far, like I always say, you are the real MVPs. Alright, so this is the final look, guys. What do you think? I absolutely love this look. I want to recreate it with light blues. I think this turned out so beautiful. Thank you guys so much again for being here. Share love always, and until next time, take care, guys.